I'm thinking Sheldon Keefe has an idea of what it could look like. And I got to be honest with you. Like, I look forward to our Kippers Clippers, and Sheldon leads the way. I did not see the words that he's going to utter in our first Clipper. I'm dumbfounded, to be quite honest with you.
I know.
We will dive right into this after you all get to hear Sheldon Keefe describe what he anticipates in this series. Let's have a listen.
And I've watched them play. I've watched them play through their playoff runs, and I've rewatched it since. And they're a team that's, they're going to be very physical. They're going to be very competitive. They're going to, in a lot of ways, when I look at their playoffs, especially in their first round last year, they definitely led the league in skirmishes off after the whistle and things that they're trying to do after the whistle and stuff like that. So there's all sorts of stuff. I expect it to be a very physical, borderline violent series in a lot of ways. And our guys will be ready for that.
Borderline violent series. Where did this come from?
Yeah.
Where?
You know what impression I get? First off, I get the impression that he watched all their previous playoff runs and their first rounds and how it went, and he saw the trend of how they wanted to play and how they started, and he said, this is what Tampa is like.
That's fine. You say that within a few guys in the room.
Yeah.
But to go public with that, first of all, to have a borderline violent series, you need borderline violent players. You don't have them.
No, but he dressed their best attempt at it. There's no doubt that with the guys they're putting forward, he said, Spezza, you're good. Justin Hall, we're going to hang on. We're going to go with the thumpers. We're going to go with Clifford. We're going to go with Lyubushkin. We're going to go with Simmons. They're going to do their best to answer that.
This has been in the makings now for 6 seasons. Kyle Dubas, Brendan Shanahan, and the transition to everything that they wanted, their envision of a team.
Mm-hmm.
Where was the buildup to dressing for a series that could be borderline violent? This, to me, is a complete 180. And we've had this conversation that this time last year, not a hope in hell that you were ever going to dress game one and have Clifford and Simmons in over Spezza.
So here's what I wonder then, and this is, I think, the crux of the question for me. For years, I think the Leafs thought that the NHL was going to move in a direction of speed and skill, right? They're going to be the smartest, fastest, skilliest team, and eventually the league's going to move that way, and they're going to be ahead of the curve, and they're going to win. It hadn't worked. The physical teams kept winning. The series got grindy. Their best guys got shut down. And they said, boy, the league is not coming to where we thought it would. This year, there's more goals in the NHL than in the past 20 years. I feel like the league has gotten closer to where they thought it would be than ever. And this is the year they're saying, we're going to do the Clifford, Simmons. They're going the other way.
Half your office right now that's built on the analytics right now. The analytic guys in that office are dying right now, dying to see Clifford in and Spezza out.
Maybe this is the same analytics office that's been with them from the start and is frustrated as everyone else that they can't get past tougher teams.
Don't you think there's a part of Keefe that's trying to convince himself and the team that, they can play that kind of game? Like he's sort of talking to his team as well as talking to the like being like, hey guys, it's going to be violent. You got to be ready for that. Like I think he's trying to convince himself and his team that they can handle this.
Do you know how many
they may
times,
not be able to?
Sammy, how many times did we have this discussion where somebody should have jumped in for Tavares or somebody should have jumped in, and it's like, well, they just don't have that lineup. That's not the way they're built.
Right.
And now we see Mikheyev get into a fight in the last 5 games of the season, and now they're all eating nails before game 1. Really?
I think you'd rather them go into the series prepared for that element of it, because it's not their natural inclination, Kyper. That's not who they really are.
I played with these guys, JB. You can't prepare Nylander for a borderline violent series. You can't prepare.
He's going to be who he is anyway.
He's going to be who he is. Kerfoot. Okay, Kasha, God bless him. He worked his ass off to get in the lineup, but he still has a little bit of a mushy cantaloupe. Do I want to introduce him as being off all this time into a violent series?
No, but I think by setting them that's where you have to be ready for this, because that's what Maroon wants it to be, and Perry wants it to be, and Belmar wants it to be. That's what Killorn wants it to be, and Palat wants it to be, and Hedman and Sergachev and McDonough. That's what they want it to be. So I think you prepare them for that element of it.
You don't have to paint everybody with the same brush.
No, you don't.
Okay, I wouldn't include.
You risk intimidating your own guys who are naturally set to do that.
Nylander's going to be Nylander. He's going to dance around all of it. He's going to do his cycles. He's going to do his toe drags, whatever the case is. He's still going to be him. I don't think he's interested in hearing those words out of the head coach.
I don't think he cares what the words are anyway, because he is who he is. You're right.
Yeah, if we're saying Nylander is who he is, he did not listen to what Keefe had to say today.
But it can go the opposite too. I mean, there could be a part of Nylander that says, well, that's not my hockey.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's what I wonder too. Is there
you can go the other way.
Going, maybe I don't want to do this if it's going to be
There's a ton of other guys that go, wait a second, time out here. We didn't really have this discussion over the course of 82 games, and now we got to go toe to toe with these guys.
It's reality.